art of the paradigm shift, changing the lens, not the world. Hey there, you feel like your life is standing still right now? It feels like no matter how hard you run, you're just treading water, and the world around you, the circumstances, the people never seems to move the way you want it to. In those moments, our instinct is to shout, "Work harder." We cut back on sleep, learn new skills, and try to broaden our networks. But I'm sorry to tell you, that's often an illusion. Increasing your speed without fixing the underlying cause is like a driver lost on the wrong road, simply pressing harder on the gas pedal. What I want to talk to you about today isn't about the realm of effort. It's about the realm of how you see the concept of the paradigm. The world you see is not the world as it is. There is a fundamental truth you must first accept. The world you see and feel right now is not objective reality. We all view the world through our own set of glasses called a paradigm. This paradigm is a sort of mental map layered over time by your upbringing, your education, your past failures, and your memories of success. Think about it. If your map doesn't match the actual terrain, does it matter how good you are at navigating? It's like trying to find your way around New York using a map of Chicago. In that situation, what you need isn't to walk faster. You need to get the right map. Changing your paradigm means changing that map. If you shift your perspective by just 1 degree, the landscape, 100 meters or a kilometer down the road, changes entirely. The reason your life isn't changing likely isn't a lack of talent, but because your way of viewing the world has become rigid. Real change begins when you realize you aren't seeing the world as it is, but as you believe it to be. A revolution from the inside out. Most people believe that if the world changes, they will finally be happy. They think, if I had more money, if I met the right person, or if society were fairer, then they could change. This is the outside-in approach. But this is a loser's game because it hands over control of your life to others. True transformation must always begin inside out. It means you must change from your deepest core, your self-image, and the framework through which you interpret the world. If you define yourself as someone who is always unlucky, then even if you just trip on the street, you'll see it as more evidence of your misfortune. But if you define yourself as someone who learns from every experience, the moment you fall, you'll wonder why it happened. Was it the shoes or the way you walked? You'll find an opportunity for improvement. The situation is the same, but depending on your paradigm, that event becomes either a curse that breaks you or a vitamin that grows you. If you want to take back control of your life, stop blaming the outside and audit your internal vision first. The vast space between stimulus and response. As you live, things will constantly happen that make you angry or frustrated. Someone might ignore you, or a project you worked hard on might fall through. Most people react immediately when a stimulus hits. They get angry, they blame themselves, or they give up. But humans possess a magnificent ability, the space of choice that exists between stimulus and response. This is where you exercise your paradigm. You must realize that while circumstances can confine your body, they can never take away your freedom to choose how you perceive those circumstances. No matter what stimulus you receive, how you respond is entirely up to you. Expand that space. When a stimulus hits, don't just react. Pause and ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? That single brief question can completely rewrite the trajectory of your life. The courage to break the cage of fixed ideas. Are you trapped behind invisible walls built by past failures, the criticism of others, or the limits you've set for yourself? Phrases like, "That's just the way I am," or "It won't work anyway," are the most dangerous internal monologues you can have. The only way to break these fixed ideas is to intentionally shift your gaze. Adopt a paradigm that sees failure not as an end, but as the accumulation of data. Every time you fail, you've simply eliminated one way that doesn't work, bringing you that much closer to success. Everything you do is an experiment, not a failure. In an experiment, there is no failure, only results. It's not your environment that cages you, it's your own thoughts. Whenever you feel this is impossible, interrogate yourself. Why do I think it's impossible? The things you believe to be common sense might actually be the very hurdles blocking your growth. Removing those hurdles isn't something anyone else can do for you. Only you can open the door to your mental prison and walk out. The mystery of the world rearranging itself. This is truly a magical thing when you sincerely change your environment, and the people around you begin to change as well. When you adopt a proactive and positive paradigm, your speech, your expressions, and your energy shift. Consequently, the reactions of the people you meet cannot help but change. Those who once envied or resented you will either be pushed away by your new energy or be drawn into your light and become your supporters. The world is a mirror of your mind. It's foolish to look in a mirror with a scowling face and demand that the reflection smile, right? You must smile first for the reflection to smile back. The same applies to life. If you want to change your life and your surroundings, you must first become the embodiment of that change. You must be the epicenter. When you are at peace, the world looks peaceful. When you are passionate, the world looks full of opportunity. Ultimately, the changes around you are just the overflow of the changes within you, inscribing the map of victory in the subconscious. A paradigm doesn't change just because you understand it intellectually. It must be etched into your subconscious, which occupies over 90% of your brain. Vividly imagine the life you want and the person you want to become. Don't just wish for it. Act as if it is already your reality. Feel the sensations of facing the world with your new paradigm. The sound of applause, the deep sense of peace. Your brain cannot distinguish between something that actually happened and something vividly imagined. If you repeatedly feed it a paradigm of victory, your subconscious will eventually accept it as fact and move your body in that direction. Every morning when you wake up, and every night before you sleep, picture the world through your new lenses. As that image becomes clearer, your reality will reorganize itself to match it. The power of language in shaping your attitude. Let's talk about the practical attitudes you can adopt right now. First, check the language you use. Language defines thought, and thought forms a paradigm. Instead of saying, because of that, try saying, thanks to that. Simply changing one word forces your brain to change how it perceives the problem. Resentment binds you to the past, but gratitude moves you into the future. Furthermore, you must improve the quality of the questions you ask. Asking, why does this always happen to me, turns you into a victim and shuts down your brain. But if you ask, what is the best action I can take in this situation? Or what is the message this event is sending me? Your brain goes into full gear to find a solution. Never forget that your questions are the rudder of your life. A radiant future created by the courage of vision. Life is much more dependent on your will than you might think. But that will isn't just about clenching your fists. It comes from the courage of vision, the choice to see the world as beautiful and valuable. It takes courage to throw away those old, dirty glasses and put on a clear pair that reveals new possibilities. Inside you, you already have all the resources needed to change the world. It's just that your current paradigm is keeping those resources dormant. So, throw away your old map and start drawing a new one. Remember that the way you see is the way you live. When you revolutionarily change the vision in your deepest core, your life and everything around you will begin to carry a completely different fragrance. You are worthy of this, and you have the power to do it. I am sincerely rooting for the incredible transformation you are about to create. Now, lift your head and face the world with new eyes. The world is already ready for you. You just need to be ready for it. Let's go. You've got this.